closest I came to losing was a match against Wayne State. And this was my senior year. So I was like this close to the record that in my head I wanted. I never verbalized it, but I really wanted that record. And that was a very hard match. I drove her crazy because all I was doing is lobbing and drop shotting. That's all I had. And I remember I thought I was gonna die, but I was not gonna lose to her. I'm originally from São Paulo, Brazil. We lived across from a tennis facility. So because the tennis courts were right there, my parents thought, oh, let's have the two older boys go play tennis. But then luckily my older brother did not like tennis at all. So I negotiated with him that I would take the lessons instead of him, and we would keep that as a secret. I was ranked as the top 2 in the nation. I played in the Orange Bowl for Brazil, but the competition really and all the great players were in the U.S. When I was 13, I started already telling my parents, I want to be an exchange student when I am 15. I'll trade my debutante party for an exchange student program because all I need is a tennis racket to figure out my whole life in the U.S. I had it all planned out, what I wanted to study, what I wanted to do, what I was going to achieve. Coming to the United States, coming to Hillsdale must have been meant to be, because I ended up in Michigan in a district where there was a wonderful person, my sister, Coach Miller. So imagine this kid, 15-year-old, new country, knew everything. As the relationship evolved, as the love started to take place, then in that process, I'm part of the family. The tennis team at Hillsdale was a group of very different young ladies who worked well together, worked very hard. We were very competitive, and we also had a lot of fun. I think middle of the season, my sophomore year, I thought, wow, wouldn't it be cool if I never lost? With the assumption that you're just as prepared physically. Like, okay, you did the aerobic, you did the weights, you did all the strokes, are all the same. The differentiating factor will be your mind, because that's the piece that if this goes, everything else goes. I did, 40-some matches probably, and no losses during a conference match. You just need this desire to win at any cost, and it shows up in waking up in the morning, hitting balls and balls, this quest for perfection to win, not for the sake of perfection. The willingness then at some point to maybe not be perfect, but just win. One of the reasons that I chose Hillsdale is I was not going to be a tennis professional. So although I had offers from D1 schools, I wanted an environment where I could study and where I could socialize so the whole me could develop. As a mother, as a sister, as a daughter, as a professional, the concept of local family, church, and community is something that for me is very dear. Because as a tennis player in Brazil, it was very individualistic. We didn't even play doubles that much. So the concept of our impact in the local community and how do you connect as a local community is something that is so American, so intrinsic to who we are. I owe that thinking and that natural progression in thinking to Hillsdale College.